Hi, Destiny. If Tate is bad for presenting masculinity as owning camgirl sites, is it bad for women to present femininity as doing fans and camgirl content?
What do you think?
I think the issue is, I could be wrong, but I don't know if fans girls saying that OnlyFans is destroying the world, but the Tates seem to believe that fans is destroying the world, that like men simping for women are. So when you engage in that industry, it seems a little hypocritical. I'm not saying that running a cam business is wrong, except when you do it by sex trafficking. What I'm saying is that it's probably wrong to do that and then to come out later and be like, these are the worst things happening to society when you've been like one of the biggest players contributing to it.
Yeah, it's hypocritical. To get back to the question, is it bad for women to present femininity as doing OnlyFans and camgirl content? To reframe that a bit, a lot of girls that do OnlyFans, they talk about how liberated they are and how they feel so empowered by it in kind of like a feminist mindset.
When we get into like sex work, that's a really complicated question, to borrow the nuanced answer. In some ways, it can be empowering, and in other ways, I think it's kind of scary to sell that as empowerment. In a way, it's almost like asking, like, should poor people be allowed to sell kidneys for $1 million? Because in one way, like, it's an escape from poverty and it's really empowering, and in other ways, it's like, is that like the message you want to send, that your path to success is through selling parts of your body? There's really good arguments on both sides of that. I would say that, like, I think, and every woman will agree, that works in the industry, OnlyFans is a huge improvement over what was before. And I will say that the way that...
Prostitution?
No, men making money off of it. I will say that there's a very interesting phenomenon that I've observed, that at every stage of a sexual transaction, as long as the man is in control of it, nobody gives a but as soon as the woman is in control of it, people start to have really huge problems with it.
I don't think that's the issue.
I can totally give you great examples of this, right? We can watch movies. I know on Twitch there are games that have like scenes in them, and when people see this, everything's cool. You can play The Witcher 3 and everybody's like, oh yeah, fucking boob scene. But if a woman goes on Twitch and cosplays as one of those, like, this booby girl, it seems to be that there's a huge case that when women are in charge of the paychecks, we start to have a really big problem with.
I see the point that you're... Hold on. I see the point that you're making. My disagreement would be, you know, the issue is that now that the paychecks have been put in the hands of the women, and am I allowed to say that? Pornography? Yeah. Pornography has been decentralized, right? Now it's like it's been democratized and anybody can get into it, right? You're saying before the paychecks were in the hands of the men and nobody had a problem with it.
We didn't really care. Like, where was all the ragging for like 10 years ago, you know?
The problem that I have with it isn't necessarily that the paychecks are in the hands of the women. It's that when the COVID pandemic happened, like tons of women all across the country started doing OnlyFans because they wanted to provide for themselves. And like now, it's like now that the floodgates have been opened, so many women who never would have been doing the first place are now doing it because it's easy and accessible. That's the problem I have with it.
I feel like it's not that many.
Dude, it's a ton.
I hate to do this.
I didn't know. What do you think is like the
percentage of like
Destiny,
women?
I didn't know any girls that were into pornography before the COVID pandemic happened, and now I've met like 12.
Sure, but like, what do you think is like the percentage of women that do it? If you had to guess.
I don't know.
Do what?
That do like OnlyFans.
2%.
Very
the
small
percent
percentage.
increase is more interesting, I think.
Very small percentage.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very small minority of people. Like, I'm sure that more got into it for sure, but like more men also pursued like YouTube channels and pranks and shit like that. Now you can argue, I guess you might think that OnlyFans is worse than like trying to be a YouTuber or whatever.
Yeah, but you know what really sucks is the fact that people are going into it before even ever trying to have a career. Women are going into it at the age of 18. The moment they turn 18, the moment the clock strikes 12, they're already on that OnlyFans shit.
Yep.
And the fact that that's such a thing, that all these women, all these young women are just selling themselves short rather than going to school, doing all that, resorting to selling their sexuality is just disgusting. It's terrible.
I agree 100% with what you're saying, but you also just described conservative relationships. What? And when a girl turns 18, her goal is to sell her sexual to a man and then forego all career building in order to...
But she's not selling anything.
That's what?
It's a beautiful thing.
That's a little extreme. That's like
it's
saying...
not extreme at all. Everything that she just said applies to a woman that says, I'm not going to go to school, I'm not going to build...
Wait.
In a way, you're hitching your wagon to a man.
Wait, hold on. There's a large percentage of women that are like, yeah, I just don't want to be a hoe. And then like you're comparing them to like a woman wanting to do OnlyFans, which is like hoe max.
Yeah, there's no...
obviously, there's... Hold on.
Obviously, there's any comparison between a woman who wants to have a relationship with a man or get married to him and have kids with him to a woman that's doing OnlyFans.
What I'm saying...
They're totally different things.
They're different. That's why it's a comparison. I'm not comparing two of the same thing.
But what I'm saying was selling themselves for a guy.
What I'm saying is that she was saying that it's sad that women get into OnlyFans because they don't even try entering the educational fields or entering the job market, and then they fuck up their life. How many women that start dating conservative guys and then get pregnant at 19, 20 are now in arguably a worse position because of the same
people who hold traditional conservative values would know that you're not supposed to get like That's like you're supposed to marry someone. You're
I
supposed to
understand what
marry
you're
question
saying,
of
and
what
I'm
value
gonna.
you're
I
putting
hate
into
to. I hate to
society.
do this, and I'm not. I don't want to be mean to you, but I'm gonna pull the age card a little bit. At 18 or 19, you're not even old enough to have conservative values because you don't even know what life is like yet.
That's
So,
not true.
but-
I hold on. I know a lot of women
Go ahead.
that have authentically conservative values in that 18 to 22-year-old range, and they have it because they were raised in families where their
you
parents
should know
actually
that.
Yep,
raised
and I
them
know
up
a
to be
lot of
this
those
way.
women that try those relationships, and after 5 years, they're fucking miserable, and they're
And
like,
that-
I fucking ruined my life getting with this conservative
That
guy.
sucks, but it's
pregnant, had
that's
kids.
not
When I-
all,
when I
that's
say-
not all of them.
Sure,
You're
that's
painting
not-
it as
no,
if
no,
it's like
I
the
know, I
rule,
understand,
but
I
it's
understand,
an
I understand.
exception.
But what I'm saying is you can't have conservative values when you're 18, 20. What I'm saying is like conservative values imply some outlook of the world and seeing yourself and how you want to be situated in that world. And at 18 or 19, you don't really know. You have no idea.
And also
you
not all
think they
women-
don't really know, but a lot of these women do.
They don't have the
listen,
experience yet
but
to know,
but
right?
if we were to like weigh it out like one versus another, like a woman abiding by conservative rules, conservative values, getting married, having kids, like the negative outcome is completely way heavier on the girl saying like, yeah, I'm 18, I want to post like naked photos of myself getting fucked by dudes and all this stuff.
Wait, I
Like,
want to ask this really clearly because that's a phenomenal
Yeah,
statement.
and some
Yeah.
girls
If you're
join at
18 or
17.
19, you think it's a bigger mistake to start and close an OnlyFans account than to start a relationship with a guy and have a kid at 18 or 19.
if I were to be a betting man across those two outcomes, yeah, I would bet on the girls.
I would
taking an
wager you against that with
Absolutely.
huge
That's so
odds.
crazy.
So
There's
I
no. That's
because I understand.
Don't bail him out. Let him
No,
go.
that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's the
But-
situation you're presenting. It's
because
false.
you're saying that because the greatest indicator of poverty is unplagued pregnancy and
Yep.
early pregnancy. I get that. But I mean, just in like a common sense way, like to sit there, like you really have to jump through a bunch of like hoops mentally to be like, okay, like I guess I can rationalize this girl posting full blown nudity on her OnlyFans for the world to see. But like the majority of human history has like had women who have been like, yeah, I'm just gonna abide by these conservative values, maybe have a kid, hey, you know what, maybe it fucks up, whatever. But like this new phenomenon, like, yeah, let me just be a whore on OnlyFans, like to say that has less of a like negative
Yeah, I don't think
impact
there's not
on
mental
society.
gymnastics.
Wait, just a negative impact in society in general versus a woman. It's like, yeah, I just want to be like a decent woman and get married and have kids and like not be a
Yeah.
naked online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're the problem is that if you make a mistake by doing OnlyFans, you're only hurting your life. If you make the mistake by having a child early on, now you're ruining your kid's life too.
Well, I think
and you're
it's
right in
arguably
that.
way more damaging to society because
Yes,
where do all the criminals come
absolutely.
from? Where do all the broken
You're
families
right,
come from?
you're
Where does
right.
all our government
Single-
welfare go?
single
Right?
mother,
All of
single
it
mother.
doesn't go to OnlyFans girls.
Single
it
mother.
goes to single mothers.
You're right.
But
right?
you're
Yeah.
assuming a divorce happens.
But I'm saying if you took
Or the
every
man leaves.
let's say we could flip a switch in society and we could either say every single mother in society started and stopped an OnlyFans, or every single OnlyFans girl tried to shack up and get pregnant at 18 or 19. What do you think would have made for the better society?
the ones shacking up for sure.
Okay, that's phenomenal.
Okay, so hold on.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back.
The ones who are like, I
Hold
want
on,
to wait,
please,
wait, hold
please.
on, just hold on. The point of like, I want
This is so
to
pointless.
get married and do my best to keep a family together and abide by Christian rules, and like my husband is the provider, and I want to be like a Proverbs 31 woman, and I want to do my best to like maintain a healthy family and like.
I mean, if you do it all perfectly, it works, of course.
No. And we're not saying perfection, but I'm saying like you're really telling me that a woman who's like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna take a risk, get married, because like that's been happening across the globe, across cultures.
Yeah, but the
for
world
the
is
longest
different
time
today.
for
Education
Education
thousands
is
of years.
important today.
Okay, hold
Back
on,
in the
hold on.
day,
Before you make that point,
thousands
before
of
you
years.
make that
Chase,
point,
yeah, give it to us. Preach, brother.
you're presenting. Thank you. You're presenting this dichotomy where it's like, okay, you can either do OnlyFans, or as an 18, 19-year-old woman, you can have kids with some conservative guy that's going to take advantage of you, and then he's going to.
necessarily.
Good night, Brian.
Hold on.
Yeah, make him pay attention.
Please.
He's taking away. He's stealing your thunder. Okay, start over for the TikTok clip. Go.
Chase is the alpha.
I don't care about the TikTok clip.
should.
You're presenting this dichotomy where it's like, okay, chicks can either do OnlyFans or they can get pregnant, and then they'll get dumped and the relationship will fail. The reality is that is going to be a minority of the population. A lot of the women that are 18, 19, and they want to have kids and they want to have a family, like they can do so successfully. It's not like it's just going to fail every
The
time.
majority of
Wait,
kids
aren't
today
I-
born out of
they're
wedlock.
not
though?
going-
just
they're not
that,
going
but
into
aren't the
a-
rates of divorce for parents who get like married young, like extremely
Wait,
high.
you're acting
versus
like
those that
Again,
wait
virgins
later?
virgins who get married together, their rates of divorce are less than 2%.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I-
But
So-
wait, at
so-
young ages, I don't believe
But
that.
like also Chase is right.
It's regardless of age. You're presenting it as if it's a hopeless scenario for
Yeah.
women that want to have kids with a guy young, but it's not. The scenario that you're describing, while it is a problem, you and I agree on the fatherless home thing. It's a huge issue in society.
Terrible.
Yeah.
You've seen
Terrible
the
problem.
statistics. It increases the likelihood that people are going to end up addicted to drugs, commit suicide, go to
Homeless.
jail.
Be on the
Fatherless
whatever
homes-
podcast. No, I'm
Be on
just
the
kidding.
whatever podcast.
Fatherless homes, they're a big
That's
problem.
us.
But you've been kind of presenting a false dichotomy where it's like,
Of
okay,
course it's false. There's plenty
it's,
of
it's
statistics.
either
I'm not
or.
saying it's the only two. I was just curious. on
Yeah,
the
well,
subject.
in addition, I do think that you did generalize conservative women in general.
And
Like, just
conservative
saying-
men.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to.
because
It's
that
also,
meant
I think
you
it's
passed-
important to.
No, I want to
No,
because I want to hold that down. So you really, and this is not like a gotcha internet movement.
Get me
like,
all you want.
I know,
I'm
right?
here to be gotten.
I'm
Go ahead.
here to dominate you, and
Whoa,
you
it's getting a
destroy
little
your
weird.
empire. No. But honestly speaking, you really, in your heart of hearts, believe like a woman who's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna like apply these conservative values and give it a good go. Like learn to bake, pack my children's lunch and like do my best. You think a woman who decided to like start an OnlyFans is a way better choice?
What I'm saying is that with the way society is structured right now, for you to decide that you want to be a full-time stay-at-home mom, wife, parent at 18 or 19 is a more radical decision than trying an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I
account.
just
That's what
wanted
I'm
to
saying.
say, like, as a conservative woman, I don't believe in that at all. Like, I'm studying law. I'm
Which
doing
is good,
my
that's
own
fine.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing my own thing, right? And it isn't right to generalize all conservative women and say, oh, all they want to do is get married. If I had a husband, yes, I would support him every single way conceivable. I would want to be there for him. I would want to help him with his career. I'd want to make him happy. But at the same time, I think making myself happy would also make him